Greetings, everyone. Know it's been a while. Had to take a little short break, um, getting organized. I don't know if all of you know, but I had to recently re-enter university life. So at the moment, some of my time is a little tied up, but something I feel is very timely came to my mind recently. I always wanted to make a statement about some of the interpersonal relationships that take place in organizations, you know, and I want to use the UNIA as an example. The United Negro Improvement Association, founded by Marcus Garvey, was a very powerful organization. I think remnants of it still exist today. But what I wanted to talk about was the fact that one of the main challenges that this organization faced was the inability of the membership in the branches to maintain a harmonious relationship. Okay? In fact, many of the chapters of the UNIA in America and around the world, they were fractured and divided due to conflicts among the membership, right? And many times you will find that people will have a power struggle in an organization. People vie for the attention of the creator of this organization, and in the course of trying to get all of the attention and the spotlight, they fracture the organization into factions and create animosity, distrust, disunity, just being unable to basically keep it real with one another, not thinking about the collective vision. They would rather focus on some type of personal campaign to see a certain reality come about. Sometimes it comes to the point where people even slander one another in privacy or in the public eye, right? But what I noticed, I think it's really a consequence of people being unable to speak openly about the thoughts that they may have about an individual, right? And in my book, I can't give you any respect if you can't say what's on your mind, okay? I just was in a public transport with some people, and a guy was on the public transport trying to start a conversation with the other passengers, right? And so he ends up speaking to a fellow passenger, and he speaks to him with a lot of conviction about a collective challenge that we all face and how we need to deal with it. He spoke to him in a manner of brotherhood, you know, understanding the shared adversity that we all face. He spoke to him in a manner not unlike a brother, right? The guy, seeing that he was being treated like a fellow man, he decided to divulge something about himself. And so he ended up talking about his day and how he had ended up having to involve himself in some narcotics activity, right? The guy who started the conversation initially, he was very quiet, right? So when the guy actually left the public transport, the person then turns in my direction and says, "You see that? This person is bragging about selling narcotics." Of course, I didn't reply, I didn't say anything, because this is a consequence of the problem that we face today. People are unwilling to say what is necessary when it really counts. People would rather say things behind your back. They would rather talk about you rather than talk to you. When you might not know, talking to that person might be exactly what they need to create a change in their life. But instead of doing this, the guy decided to talk about him in a gossiping fashion, which is something I cannot respect. Okay? But you find in many organizations we have these dynamics where there are cliques and factions that interact with one another rather than working together. They are living like factions and cliques in one organization, you know, with different agendas and different purposes, But we need to cease all of the infighting for the chairman role or the president role. in these organizations. We need to think about the collective good, think about the people who we actually trying to impact, more so than we thinking about aggrandizement, self-aggrandizement. Okay, these things, this type of self-aggrandizement, this type of gossiping and inability to speak frankly and openly has fractured many organizations. So we need to get back to the point where we can speak freely and openly and resolve issues. But just tuning in once again, you know, broadcasting for the people here in the Bahamas. You all stay tuned. I have some more videos to drop. So I wasn't really online for a while, so let me just make something to reach the people for a bit. But you all just stay safe. One love.